looking at tick charts and minute charts and hourly charts, they're just not going to help you. Everybody thinks they can be a trader because they see Ansem or somebody online and they think, oh, I'm going to make 100x, I'm going to do this, I'm going to trade in, trade out. When the reality is the true wealth in this space, true wealth in all businesses, are people who just buy and hold. If you look at what's happened in the last 3 years over the bull market from the bottom of 2022 through to today, it's essentially been a Bitcoin dominance game. So just owning Bitcoin has been the best bet, except for 2 asset allocation shifts, basically. And then after a while, they get used to the volatility and they become numb to it. So then you start saying, okay, listen, only use the top 3 or 4 projects. My fear is that Bitcoin only goes down 40% this cycle and everybody sells out and says, well, I can buy it down 70. Isn't this an easy game? And it doesn't go down 70, it doesn't go down 60, it doesn't go down 50, it goes down 40. And then it takes off again as liquidity comes and everybody's caught offside.
After one of the biggest crypto sell-offs in recent memory, the market is showing signs of a sharp turnaround. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are beginning to surge, and Raoul has issued an urgent update for investors, especially those who recently sold their holdings. As economic uncertainty looms, Powell warns that we're on the edge of a major shift in the financial landscape. The Real Vision CEO points to key market indicators and highlights the growing momentum behind crypto. He believes Bitcoin is heading toward an unprecedented price milestone, fueled by a parabolic surge in investor interest. According to Powell, this isn't just a rebound, it's the beginning of a financial tidal wave that could send the entire crypto market to new heights. Powell refers to this phase as the banana zone, a period of explosive growth where institutional players are quietly positioning themselves. With market dynamics rapidly evolving, he emphasizes that everything is about to change, and those paying attention now could stand to benefit the most.
You all have to go through that journey. You know, the first person in the space is like, buy Bitcoin and just hold it. Then you go through the whole justification of everything, and then you build this massive macro thesis that is entirely wrong, and then you're trading out of your coins, and then it's like, I'm going to make the money by trading the early stage stuff, and I'm going to do the AI tokens and this and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And in the end, you come to the other side, which is just buy and hold. There's too many coins, and it's a game of attention. So the more coins there are, the less attention can focus on the key ones, or it hyper focuses on the big ones, or a narrative holds for a period of time, and it doesn't hold for long in this world. So if you look at what's happened in the last 3 years over the bull market from the bottom of 2022 through to today, it's essentially been a Bitcoin dominance game. So just owning Bitcoin has been the best bet, except for 2 asset allocation shifts, basically, that have been relatively long-term for a year each. One was by Solana at the bottom, and the other was by Sui last year. And those have been the big bets. There's been interim bets where you've made a lot of money from some of these, but they've been less persistent. So they haven't captured attention for long. So some of them have lasted 6 months. But really what you're looking at is in the top 10, top 20 projects, what are the ones that have persistent network adoption that are growing and provable? Those are better quality bets. There's 2 ways that look at, so this is what we're talking about now is Metcalfe's law. That's how this price is actually price. So Metcalfe's law is how to value networks. It's how Amazon was valued, Google was valued, all of these things. And what it is the number of active users and then the total value transacted. So i.e., are those users valuable? So the Bitcoin network has a lot of users. They don't do anything except buy and hold and trade a bit. But the value of that is a lot. We've got sovereign states buying. So there's big numbers. So that's why Bitcoin is worth more than everything else. Ethereum has a huge number of users and a massive number of applications. But that's why it has the value that it has. So what you're looking for is projects that are seeing growing user growth and growing applications that have value. And Solana, at the bottom of the cycle, it was being priced as if it was going to go to zero, yet you could see the developer community was actually growing and the number of users was stable. And then Bonk was like one of the things that kind of shifted the narrative a bit, and you started seeing user growth. So now you've got a big, proven, high-quality team, one of the best in the business, with great technology, and many other projects have great tech, but they got the adoption. And so that started to feel like it was a decent bet. Sui's the same thing.
How to get rich in crypto without getting lucky and without falling for all the scams. So let me ask you, how can I build wealth in crypto without any luck involved?
So simply, it's the same advice to everybody who comes into the space. Just buy Bitcoin. And dollar cost average, so buy some with your paycheck and hold it and get a feel for it. And everybody I've taken down that journey, at first they do that. You're usually giving them that advice when the market's going up. Then they have the correction. They have to learn and go down 40% as well. Am I going to lose all my money? They have to go through all of this. But that's the learning curve. And then after a while, they get used to the volatility and they become numb to it. And then you can say, okay, have you listened to podcasts? Have you done research? Have you been on Twitter? Not to listen to trading stuff, but just to understand what is this technology. Because Bitcoin is just a part of the space. It's the digital gold is the store of value. But then people they want to get more speculative in the space. They want to try and make money. So then you start saying, okay, listen, only use the top 3 or 4 projects.
Raoul Pal describes crypto as experiencing the fastest adoption rate of any investable asset in human history. By the end of 2025, he projects there will be 1.1 billion active crypto wallets, a staggering number that reflects just how quickly this space is growing. He believes this rapid expansion will mark the fastest accumulation of wealth the world has ever witnessed. This bold outlook is backed by a career's worth of data, analysis, and research. Every chart and every trend, according to Pal, points to the same core truth. Liquidity is the driving force behind markets, and crypto stands to benefit the most. In his view, it's set to outperform every other asset class in the years ahead. For months, Pal has been urging investors to pay attention as all the key elements begin to align. He believes we're entering a phase marked by dramatic, parabolic price movements in crypto, signaling a massive shift already underway.
The only risk, this space is so full of risks, you have to be paranoid at all moments. Because before you know it, you're like, well, I'm buying and holding, so I want to get some yield. And then you're on some DeFi protocol that's giving you yield and something goes wrong, goes to zero immediately. Okay, that is a classic one that happens endlessly. Or you expose your wallet and get hacked. And people don't understand wallet hygiene and how to keep things in different wallets and never expose your key wallets to things, always have a step in the middle, the custody side of stuff. There's so many ways you can get hacked. There's people impersonating me online or you online, trying to get your wallet, or impersonating Coinbase online. Everybody's after your money. And you have to be paranoid at all points. I will, as I've talked to you before, take some lifestyle chips off. There's things I want to do with my life. And so I've not had any big capital expenditure for 5 years now. So I would like to be able to do something. And then, yes, I'll do an asset allocations shift, whether it's I'm not one to really go out of the market. Yes, a bit of cash to have cash buffer, but I'm not one to go out of the market because I don't think the shape of the downside. My fear is that Bitcoin only goes down 40% this cycle and everybody sells out. So I'll probably allocate, whether it's towards Bitcoin or whatever, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Do you have a time frame? Do you have a price target?
Where you are in the cycle, you want to de-risk a bit earlier than you feel comfortable doing.
Yeah.
Because then the back end of the cycle can play out short or long, and it doesn't matter. But you need to have enough wealth that you're feeling a little bit hubristic. That's when you take some money off. As soon as you start thinking, well, if I just double it again, I'm going to be really, just take some money off. We've not got there yet for me. So, another larger move in the cycle, I'll then take some money off and it'll feel too early and I'll hate doing it and I'll regret doing it, but I know it'll be the right thing. You're not going to time the top perfectly. And the thing is let's say you're buying a house with the proceeds. You've done well, you buy a house. Nobody can take it away from you. Right? That's an asset that you don't have the fear of somebody stealing your wallet, getting your seed phrase. You don't have a fear of putting it in DeFi. The bricks and mortar are yours. You own it. You've got a house over your head. You've got an asset that's a long term. That is an incredible thing. And so people just need to do that. And that de-risks your whole life.
Is there a chance that crypto doesn't end up being a truly game-changing technology, and therefore that it never reaches the $50 or $100 trillion in value that you're forecasting?
So I had a conversation last night with one of the most famous VCs of all time, who's in crypto and was in fintech. He's still a fintech, and he was worried about this: is the talent density moving to AI? And I hadn't really thought that through, but he said, look, I don't see developer growth growing fast enough. But, one thing I do know is crypto has a superpower: behavioral incentives of tokens. And in AI, you might get a nice job. It's not clear whose equity is going to be worth anything. But tokens are fast to accrue value. And as the market starts pushing higher in the phase 2 of the banana zone, they'll come. So I'm not overly concerned by it, I think.
When is Banana Zone phase 2 starting?
Well, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it started.
Last time we did the interview, it started like a week or two after, right?
That's right, and that was the phase 1.
Yeah.
And we had the correction, and now all the forward-looking stuff that I keep posting on X every day says we just go up from here.
Raoul Pal's concept of the banana zone, the explosive stage of a crypto bull market, is still very much in play, despite recent pullbacks in Bitcoin. While critics have questioned Pal's thesis amid the recent volatility, he explains that this phase unfolds in cycles, rapid gains followed by healthy corrections. These dips, he argues, are not signs of weakness but rather necessary resets to flush out over-leveraged positions and shake out weak hands. Pal emphasizes that Bitcoin remains highly correlated to global liquidity, which continues to provide strong support even in short-term downturns. Supporting this view, Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan notes the historical dip-then-rip pattern, where sharp pullbacks are often followed by rallies of up to 190%. Both Pal and Hogan stress that patience is key, not panic. As institutions begin to quietly position themselves, Pal believes the market is setting up for a powerful next leg upward. He's significantly increased his crypto positions during the last bear market and remains highly bullish. Pal predicts the next crypto cycle will attract major institutional capital, including pension funds, pushing the total digital asset class toward a $10 trillion valuation. According to Pal, this cycle could be unlike any other, with fiat currency devaluation driving even more adoption. He says we're standing at the edge of a seismic shift, with Bitcoin poised to hit an unprecedented price milestone. With market uncertainty from tariffs and recession fears looming, Pal believes a major rally is on the horizon, one that could see Bitcoin surge alongside a broader market recovery. However, if the market remains stagnant, short-term pressure may persist. The bottom line: Bitcoin's next major move hinges on how this volatility unfolds. What are your thoughts on Raoul Pal's latest predictions? Let us know in the comments. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.